Don't come to Russia if you fall under any of these categories. What's up guys, my name is Kilani Ezekiel. I want to welcome you guys to the Place YouTube channel. I'm making this video at about 11:30 p.m. and the reason why I'm doing this is because I see the importance for this video and the idea just dropped in my mind and I said to share with all of you because it is very important that you take note of the information I'm going to share with you in today's video. So if you're new on this channel and if you have not subscribed, click on the subscribe button, turn on your notification so that when we post new videos you would be aware. For those who have been coming back always to watch our videos, we appreciate you guys and we love the fact that you keep coming back to watch our videos. So guys, without wasting much time, let's get into today's video. Russia is indeed a very beautiful place and a lovely place where you would want to come to study, and a place where you would want to just live your life, because as somebody coming from Africa or somebody coming from any part of the world, you believe, or we believe, that Russia is not our home country and Russia is a developed place, it's a developed country, and as a result of that we would want to come to this country to study because we believe and we feel that Russia has a very good educational system and that the cost of studying in Russia is cheap. Why? For some other persons, they believe that Russia is a good place to settle down and a good place to start their life. But contrary to all this opinion, I'm not disputing the fact that these opinions are factual and they are true. But contrary to this, in today's video, I want to tell you few things that you should take note of if you want to come to Russia to study. And for you to, before you come to Russia to study, you must take note of this fact. The last on the list is very important, so please watch till the end of this video and don't forget to subscribe. Don't come to Russia if you fall under any of these categories. Number one, if you find it difficult to learn languages, then Russia is not for you. If you're somebody that has difficulties in speaking languages, in learning languages other than, let's say, your native language or your lingua franca, then please, Russia is not the best place for you. For instance, some people in Nigeria, they find it difficult to speak their native languages. Let's say somebody that's from Yoruba find it difficult to speak or to learn to speak the Yoruba language, or somebody from Igbo or Hausa find it difficult to learn or speak these languages, no matter how well you try to teach them. Some people can't even speak vernacular, the pidgin English in Nigeria. And some people, let's say they try to learn the French language and it's difficult for them. So if you are someone that falls under this category, you find it hard, you find it difficult to learn new languages, then please, coming to Russia is a waste of time. Coming to Russia is like putting yourself in a depressive mood. It's like putting yourself in a difficult situation. So please, if you don't have the desire to struggle with language barriers, because here in Russia they don't speak English. I'm not saying that they don't totally speak English. English language is not their lingua franca. English language is not their first official language. They have their own language, and I think their language is spoken in the United Nations. So English is a no-yeah, though they study English in their schools and there are people that actually speak English, but there are places where you go to in Russia that they don't speak English. So in cases like this, what do? So if you have difficulties in learning languages, please don't come to Russia, except you're coming to study in the English medium here in Russia. But notwithstanding, even if you're learning in English, you have to interact, you have to socialize, you have to go outside, you have to go to the stores, you have to go to the supermarkets, you have to go to places, you have to board transport and all that. you still be exposed to speaking the language. You still be exposed to being required to communicate in the language. And if you want to work, you can't work without a knowledge of the Russian language because it's difficult. You still have to communicate. So please spare yourself the burden, spare yourself the difficulties, that depression, because it's going to be very depressing. Spare yourself this hardship of coming here to study or to live if you find it difficult to learn languages. Secondly, a lot of things are happening in Russia right now that are concerning, that people are concerned about, that calls for attention or for concern. So if you're from a family where your parents are scared or you yourself is scared, then please for now avoid coming to Russia. For instance, there's an ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine, and in some cities in Russia, occasionally there is always cases of attacks on these cities. For example, where I stayed before, I moved to Moscow, and the neighboring cities around that place, there's always cases of reported attacks from the Ukrainian soldiers. So if you have that trust issues, if you have fear in you, and if you're not comfortable, if your family is not comfortable with you coming to Russia, please don't come. Just stay in your country or look for somewhere else to go to for now, until the war is resolved, or there is peace to some extent. Because I've seen cases where a lot of people come here, and after a few months or a year, they pack their bags and they are going back to their countries or to Nigeria. So don't allow that to be your case. Don't spend a lot of money coming here to study, and at the end you are not able to stay because you're scared of attacks and scared of stuff. And also, a lot of things are not working in Russia right now. A lot of things aren't working. So living here is quite difficult at the moment due to the ongoing war and a lot of sanctions. So many things have been sanctioned here. Things like YouTube, Netflix, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all these things don't work. And even sending money, Western Union does not work again. Sending and receiving money is difficult. Some countries can't even send money and receive money from Russia right now. So the situation is not favorable. So if you are scared, or if your family is scared, please don't come to Russia right now. But later on, if things get better, you can come. Thirdly, if you have difficulties to socialize and connect with people, then I beg you, don't come to this place. Because for you to be able to learn this language, if you have an interest in surviving and coping in Russia, for you to be able to learn the language, you must be willing to socialize and connect with people, especially with the Russians. Because the Russian you are taught in the classroom, it's quite different from what you learn on the streets. For you to actually learn the language very well, you need the streets to learn the language. So the street is where people learn the language and not in the classroom. In the classroom, they deal with semantics, they use vocabularies relating to your course of studies. So you don't get to learn the actual language in the class. Where you can learn that is on the street. It's relating with the Russians, relating with people that can speak the language. One of the difficulties I had as a person living here is because I find it so difficult to actually socialize with the Russians. In fact, I don't always want to have anything to do with the Russians. I always want, even my classmates, I don't even relate to my classmates. So it was so difficult for me. It affected how much I could speak the language. It affected how much I could even perform in class. It affected my academic performance. So please, if you have a difficulty socializing with people, talking to people, then please start working on that. That is if you really want to come to Russia. Otherwise, it's going to affect you a lot. Because you can't survive here on your own. You need people. You need the Russians. They are very nice Russians, especially in your class. There are some Russians in your class that will be very nice to you. So you need to open up yourself to relate with them. You need to open up yourself to relate with the people outside on the street. Sometimes some random Russians can just walk up to you to want to have a conversation with you. So you should be open to having this conversation. You should be open to relating with them. Otherwise, you're going to have it hard living here. Fourth thing is, if your parents have so much money and you're someone that cannot stay away from your family for long, let's say you're a family person, then please, you don't have any business here. Russia is not like, I won't advise you to come here. I would advise you to go to a place where you can get value for your money. You get places like Canada, UK, US, Ireland, Australia. These are good, or Germany. These are good places where you can go to, or Hungary. These are very nice places you can go to study. But Russia is like, it's not what. Sometimes if I see people that their parents have money living here in Russia or studying in Russia, the first question I always ask is, why Russia? I understand that education here is cheap compared to these other countries, but then why this place? Like, why put yourself through this struggle of coming here? I mean, to me, I feel like it's not worth it. If I have that money, I would prefer going somewhere else than staying here, truth be told. So if your parents have enough money to spend on you for your studies, please go somewhere else. Don't come here. Except you just want to economize for your parents and put yourself through the stress and put yourself through the struggles, then you can come here. But left to me, I wouldn't advise you to come to this place if your parents have the money and if you're someone that cannot stay away from your parents for long. And finally, this particular point is the most important. This one is for everybody, both those who want to come here to study and those who want to come here to work and those who want to come here to live, to settle down. Please and please and please, if you're looking for where to make money, if you're looking for where to work and make money, Russia is not the best place for you. There is no money in Russia. This is a public service announcement to everybody. There is no money in Russia, except you want to come here and do Yahoo, except you want to come here and sell your body, like sex and all that. Other than that, there is no money in Russia. To even get a job here is difficult, and to get a good paying job is difficult. Sometimes you might even work and work and work, they won't pay you. They'll be deducting your money. Like, I'm talking from a place of pain, a place of experience, because I have suffered in terms of work in this country. You will work, they will work your ass off. They will make you work and work and work and work and work. And when it's time for them to pay you, they will look for every means to deduct your money, every means not to pay you. In Russia, you're paid 2 times a month, and this is like a trap for you, because you might end up working and not seeing your money and not getting paid. So if you're looking for getting a good paying job, this place is not the right place for you. Look to other places that you can get good money. Even their currency itself compared to Naira and to Ghanaian cedis and all that, like, it's not even that worth it. So if you want to come here to work, take note. Though it's possible to work, it's possible to get some jobs. You can check my video up there. I talk about the kind of jobs you can do in Russia. You can go and check it out. So finally, guys, don't forget that Russia is actually an amazing place to live in. It's actually a wonderful place, contrary to all I've said so far. If you want to come here, it's okay, you can come, but then consider these factors so much. They are very important. And with that, we've come to the end of this particular video. Don't forget to check out the playlist there where I talk about life in Russia as a foreigner, and check out this particular video where I talk about jobs that you can do in Russia as a foreigner. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.